I wanted to become a director because obviously I love theatre, and I didn't sort of know I wanted to be a director straight off. But I think one of the great things about being a director, which I really sort of got into when I was younger, was that you work with absolutely every different aspect of the production. So you work with all the different types of people that have all the different skills. You don't have to be necessarily an expert in all those skills, but you get to learn a lot from other people and collaborate with other people of all different skills. And I suppose it's a bit why I love cooking as well. And being a director is a bit like being a chef. You get all the different ingredients and you kind of put them together, you experiment, you craft, and you come up with something delicious, I hope. And that's always everybody's objective. I wanted to do this piece because I was very, very interested in the question, this was about 2 years ago, in the question about how young people will shape the future. And Lisa Evans, the writer, came to me when I asked her that question to sort of pitch an idea for it. She came to me with the story of the Freedom Riders. And I like to sort of think that I knew quite a lot about the civil rights movement in the USA, and I'd never heard of the Freedom Riders and the Freedom Rides. So it was like learning a whole new aspect. And what was so incredible about this story was, by and large, it was young people that really drove this particular part of the movement. And incredible what courage that they had. It's actually quite a hard question to answer because I don't want to prescribe what anybody takes from this production, because every audience member will receive it differently and take what they want from it. I suppose on a very basic level, I'd like to just spark people's curiosity to find out more about the Freedom Riders, more about the sort of non-violent resistance movement, how that's been used in civil rights, how in America, but also across the world. I think ultimately I'd like our audiences, both young and old, to reflect on how ordinary people can create change in extraordinary ways by working collectively, but by also recognising where injustice is and not but just standing by, but in small ways making their own contribution to the civil rights movements today in however they understand them. So I suppose it's therefore to motivate people to create change in small ways, whether that's putting a tin in a food bank or going out on a march or writing a letter or signing a petition or even starting their own campaign. That's up to them, that's everybody's choice, but that we can all make change in our small ways wherever we live. We've drawn upon quite a lot of techniques in rehearsal. I mean, there's the obligatory textual analysis of who's saying what, to where, to whom, why, and what do they want out of it and how they're reacting to it, as you would with any more conventional play. But we've really looked at the sort of physicality and the vocal physicality of the character transformations. So we've drawn on techniques around visualization and physicalization, so working off text for that, and sort of so the actors have a chance to sort of start to build the physical shape and the vocal shape of their characters. We've also looked at sort of some movement work around sort of the scene transitions. And I've brought in a vocal coach who's sort of been giving them expertise around sort of the different accents, because the actors have a real challenge in playing black and white and male and female and young and old, and all of that means that they have to access different types of vocal techniques as well as accent and oral posture. So that's been a really main sort of strand of work in rehearsals. What advice would I give to someone wanting to be a director? Well, I think first of all, anybody that works in theatre, you must feel that it's the only thing you can do with your life, that you have a real passion for it and a vocation. I think it is a vocation because it's hard and it's crowded. But I think once you've made that decision, then what you should do to become a director, I think you need to see a lot of things. You need to understand how different techniques work, how different stagings work. I think you need to play with different types of text. And I think see as much as you can, talk to as many people as you can, read what you can, read plays, read textbooks. I think any opportunity you have to get involved in something, whether it's professional or semi-professional or amateur, is always useful because you learn so much by doing it. And I think when you think something really works, then use it, develop it, make it your own. And I also think training of some description, whether it's going to university, going to drama school, actor training, director training, it's not just about what you know, it's also about who you know. So finding your networks, finding your tribe, I think is of crucial importance. So you know, because you can't be all things to all people. So find your tribe, find what you're good at, find how you want to talk to your audience and what you want to say to your audience as well. I think that ultimately, I'm leaving that till last because I think a lot of directors don't really interrogate themselves enough of why they do what they do.